Don't skip Welcome Stoic Life X9 channel. The ancient school of philosophy known as the Stoics held that real strength is in regulating our own emotions rather than subduing outside forces in. You may feel that this insight is more applicable now than it has ever been in the world. Depleted by negativity during our interaction with a toxic person, toxic individuals might cause our mental health, leaving us feeling helpless and frustrated. But what if there were workable solutions to deal with these challenging dynamics? We'll discuss 13 workable. This video contains Stoic-inspired concepts that will enable you to manage poisonous people who are also kind, graceful, and even resilient. Travel with me to safeguard your emotional health, and watch the channel to get additional advice on building mental toughness. By the end of this video, you'll have a Stoic wisdom toolkit to deal with poisonous people. So inhale deeply, and let's first recognize and comprehend the harmful threat by taking a 1. Recognizing and comprehending the hazardous substance. Take a moment to visualize yourself acting as a sentinel at the gates of your inner tranquility, your own personal citadel. This represents both your emotional security and your bodily well-being. Unquestionably, understanding of citadel is the first line of defense in the process of safeguarding our fortress, in the same manner as a vigilant god must. To be aware of any threats, you must be able to spot the warning signs that someone is poisonous, is coming at you. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who advocated for, in his Ennead, reason and self-control, warn us that it is not what occurs to. What irritates you more than anything else is your assessment of, given what occurs. It's crucial to remember this bit of advice. It's not always the case that toxic individuals have unfavorable attitudes and deceptive behaviors have the power to control you. Your perception of these activities and your emotional response to them are what define the impact that how to develop a stoic look that they have on your state of inner serenity at any given time. The secret to handling the matter calmly and objectively is accomplishment. In identifying the traits of toxic behavior is a crucial stage in this procedure. The following are some significant warning indicators of ongoing criticism from a toxic person. Nothing except issues with your behavior or the choices you consistently make, notwithstanding this critique. Whether it's covert or overt, it will always make you feel uneasy and defeated. Concerning your skills, poisonous people usually turn to dishonest tactics to attain the objectives they have set for themselves in an attempt to exercise authority. Because to your behavior, they might turn to threats or even flattering guilt trips. A toxic individual seems to thrive on negativity. Someone who is negative is toxic. To concentrate on the worst, they are always complaining and putting people down with their negativity. Elements of the issues they are worried about, in addition to these general indicators. You should be aware that there are several poisonous personalities. A narcissist is someone who is driven by a need for acceptance, and it is possible that they are charming at beginning and receive adulation throughout their lives. However, these one-sided conversations ultimately leave you feeling. Rumor has it that this emotionally spent person survives on social unrest. They have a reputation for spreading untruths, stirring up conflict, and enjoying conflict with others, referred to as the energy vampire. That this person possesses the capacity to deplete your energy, as the phrase implies, through encounters with them leave you feeling emotionally and cognitively exhausted, leading to the emergence of a mental, making a map of the possible threats that can be inside your inner citadel can be achieved by first obtaining a knowledge of the numerous poisonous individuals and the behaviors they show in a manner akin to what a Roman Stoic philosopher such as Cena could. A strategy to fight an opponent on the battlefield in which you may utilize your freshly developed knowledge to foresee the tactics used by perhaps dangerous people and come up with a plan to protect your emotional. Second priority is well-being. Strengthen your defenses and put yourself in Marcus's position. 2. Strengthen your walls. Famously Stoic, Aurelius was the emperor of Rome who established a vast empire, had to be strong, knowledgeable, and unwavering commitment to fortifying the defenses of your inner citadel, also referred to as your. Certainly, these same qualities are essential for emotional well-being. The cornerstone of this citadel is the boundaries you have set, while boundaries are the clear lines you draw in the sand to define your boundaries when dealing with harmful people. Establish the behaviors that you will and will not tolerate. You should not allow harmful individuals to enter your space. In the same manner that an influential monarch would not allow his limits to be crossed in your emotional domain. This instance, the Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes, is contradicted the significance of logic and restraint in order to execute the first action, which you must first ascertain, which are the things that drain your energy or go against your identity. The friend's unwavering pessimism shown when a co-worker engages in manipulative behavior, such as the invasive advice of a family member. Make sure you are honest and upfront with yourself about the things you cannot stand. After you've established these boundaries, the following stage is to express them clearly and succinctly. Bring forth your inner Marcus Aurelius, and in order to facilitate, be fair but tough. The following are some tactics for good communication. Consider your own style. Feeling and making eye contact instead of accusing phrases like, "You are always so negative," "I feel drained," when you constantly, or anything like pay attention to the negative things. Be as detailed as you can, and be careful not to provide room for misinterpretation instead than stating anything like, "I need some space from you," "I can't talk right now, but I'd be pleased to talk later this week." Please keep your word, but be. However, there's a difference between being forceful and being kind. When using aggression, it's crucial to make your argument confidently and without being hostile. Setting limits with your hand is a continuous process. When it comes to just like a Stoic, you must be firm and consistent when establishing your boundaries. A wall that is shaky, and a king who is ever vigilant against barbarian incursions, straightforward to destroy if a poisonous person ignores your boundaries. You should gently remind them of the stated boundary. In fact, it might be necessary for you to limit your communication with them or leave the situation entirely. But remember that setting boundaries is about protecting oneself, not about punishing other people. A sin that often provides fodder for divisive discourse. Envy was fiercely avoided by the Stoics by setting boundaries that you don't participate in. Instead of acting selfishly, you are only protecting your emotional health and creating the environment required for you to cultivate inner serenity, a powerful citadel, in the framework of your Stoic journey toward a life of peace that is distinguished by well-defined and fiercely guarded borders, is a crucial. The third component loses its appeal to the sentimental barbarian. 3. Turn into something boring for the emotional barbarian. Imagine a fiercely passionate barbarian motivated by pessimism and seeking a dramatic conflict. There are certain nasty people who behave in this way. They depend on their negativity, thrives on your attention to your emotional response, the intention of provoking a reaction, a flicker of rage or hurt that will fuel their fire, continually jabbing accusations at the unwavering beliefs of indifferent to other stimuli and emotional control, acted as the inspiration for the grey rock approach, which excels as a powerful tool in this context. Therapist Paul Fredman developed a method called the grey rock technique. Is a tactic that entails having a less sensitive emotional state. Is not about giving up completely. Rather, it's about offering the emotional comparable to a neutral, unwavering surface like a smooth grey rock, and which offers nothing for the negative to grasp onto. In order to analyze this strategy in more detail, let's take Seneca's wise counsel. Real happiness, according to the renowned Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca, is found in. This serves as a reminder to appreciate the moment without worrying about the future. Abandon the desire for attention. Individuals who are poisonous typically crave attention in one way or another, positive or negative. You are stopping them from using the grey rock method in the middle of the situation. Feeling the desired emotional reaction, you turn like a boring rock and lose interest in the storm they are trying to create. Neutral reactions act as your shield, as part of the grey rock strategy, responding to disparaging remarks with impartial and accurate remarks on reason. It's crucial to avoid being entangled in sentimental conflicts or explanations. If you have a toxic friend who disparages your work, may counter their attack by stating something's intriguing without providing them with additional fuel to keep poisonous people who often feed their negativity. Make an effort to regulate your feelings. Thus, it's crucial to prevent becoming drawn in. They might even turn to outright animosity or sarcasm. Guilt trips once they were inside the emotional vortex. The most crucial thing for them to do in this circumstance is to detach from their emotional vortex, keep your cool, and react with objectivity. Approach declining to engage in their drama. It's crucial to keep in mind that Seneca preaches that not laughing is the way to true happiness. We should not give them the emotional authority over us because we are afraid or filled with hopes. The grey rock approach is a powerful tool that they are looking for. However, it is not a replacement for a miracle treatment. Some toxic personalities will first act more aggressively, challenging your emotional rock. Remain composed, behave consistently, and remember that you are not responsible by resisting the negativity they are exhibiting. You can stop being a helpless victim, turning their dramatic emotional acting into a detached observer by using this approach that draws inspiration from Stoicism. This will protect your inner serenity and fourth-ranked emotional well-being. The Broken Record 4. The technique of broken records method visualize being the target of a never-ending assault of manipulation, poisonous person eroding your boundaries with dishonest debates. It can be very draining for PLO to endure such a relentless onslaught and disagreeable don't be afraid, but the unwavering Stoic values of the broken record is motivated by reason and persistence, approach that, when applied, becomes a powerful defense for the broken record. Technique was created as a means of countering misleading techniques, involves carefully restating a position statement that is identical to this approach, which is analogous to how a broken record skips on the same unwavering message, seems to be really imple, but has the capacity to be extremely potent in fending off attempts to sidetrack you and staying steadfastly focused on your requirements. The foundation of Stoicism is the Stoic philosopher Epictetus' philosophy. So let's investigate this method in more detail by drawing in his wisdom. He said that the only appropriate word to express the strength of endurance, this freedom includes the capacity to set your own limits in addition to the right to express no. Without further explanation, this fundamental idea is demonstrated via the broken record method, which allows you to showcase your unwavering resolve and stop the manipulator from causing you to stray by restating your position in a composed and persistent, protecting oneself from mental assaults in order to obtain the manipulators. With the upper hand, usually use emotive techniques. They could try to use flatter, guilt trips, or even rage to control you in an attempt to get you to do what they want. With the help of the broken record, you can protect yourself from these emotional attacks. Approach. You can thwart their attempts to control your feelings and maintain a reason-based argument by focusing on your material's factual statement. It might be highly unsettling for someone to hear you reiterate your opinion all the time, manipulator, since repetition is regarded as a defensive tactic. Their discussion is interrupted, they feel unbalanced, and the gaps in their arguments are highlighted. See a wave rushing into a powerful rock. The rock does not move at all, and the wave eventually vanishes in opposition to. Contrary to popular misconception, confrontation is not a part of the broken record approach. One thing that is important to remember is to stay focused on your position and to calmly enforce your boundaries. It's crucial to remember that Stoicism strongly emphasizes reason and logic as the guiding concepts for handling the challenges life throws to you. By using this technique, you endow yourself with the capacity to withstand, take advantage of, and protect your inner tranquility with unwavering fifth and final rule: don't bite the bait. Picture a proficient angler who is 5. Never accept the bait, launching a thought bait line with the intention of drawing you into a maelstrom of conflicting ideas. They dangle provocations, insults, or guilt trips in an emotional drama. The intention of provoking a response that will feed their drama and negativity is a tactic used by a lot of toxic people. However, the Stoic indifference, which philosophy offers as a strong defense, is not the same as this. Instead of referring to indifference, it describes the emotional detachment from anything that the Stoics, in particular Epictetus and other philosophers, distinguished between apathy and indifference, believing that the former was a state that defined the idea of indifference as a state of listlessness and lack of concern. Conversely, denotes a separation from the disagreeable emotions and assessments that warp our own rationale. This distinction is very important when handling toxic individuals. Below is an explanation of how Stoic indifference can help you prevent reaching for the drama. Understand the approach. The first step is to understand the technique. Learn the telltale signals that indicate a toxic person. Is trying to entice you to inquire about what it is. Is it a CTIC comment, concealed slight, or a guilt trip that is passed off as a suggestion by the time you've recognized the approach and have partially implemented it? Ineffectual. The bait's goal is to provoke a reaction like anger, displeasure, or defensiveness. It's critical to remove yourself from the Stoic apathy and emotional hold. On the other hand, is a decision that enables you to stay emotionally detached from the just. Think about the case if you are unable to accept the bait that is. You study it while suspended in the water, calmly observing the power. When you don't answer their message, it has the ability to ang you and cause the drama to end. Nasty remarks. Their influence over you is lessened as a result of a lack of fuel, makes the drama they're trying to create unsustainable. When they don't hear back, their critical comments stay in the air. Eventually losing their power does not mean they have to become a heartless person. And heartless machine, Stoicism encourages positive emotional expression on the other. However, it emphasizes the need to distance yourself from unpleasant feelings that you are unable to regulate and directing your emotions toward things you can control over them. You can transform from a bystander in their drama to a calm observer via the exercise of Stoic indifference, which enables you to show them that your inner serenity is what will save you from getting entangled in their emotional web. Remains a haven that is undisturbed by the storms that other people make an effort to produce. Number 6. The art of the 6. The skill of not reacting in action. Imagine a master or a gladiator with great speaking skills, of taunts and barbs, and who enjoys the ferocious back and forth of a dispute. There are some nasty people that live in this domain and use words as weapons in an attempt to provoking rage, making you feel inferior and eventually drawing you into their. The Stoic approach that is being presented here in the emotional sphere is not simply efficient, but frequently overlooked the skill of the when used strategically. Silence can be non-reactive and can even a powerful tool to stop the deadly verbal abuse by creating a disturbance. However, it disarms them in a way that makes them remarkably silent. Is not something that everyone finds easy to fulfill the need to. We are usually faced with the choice of defending oneself or winning the debate. Stoicism, on the other hand, teaches us that we are conditioned to feel for ourselves. The importance of master der in our responses and a stillness that is kept when it's suitable show genuine control in order to better comprehend the degree of the non-reaction. Let's look at the writings of the well-known Roman Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius, who put an end to those who engage in toxic dance, often depend on a routine that is, they expect a response from you, and their tone is predictable and gloomy. When you act defensively, irritated, or angry with them, you are fanning their flames and sustaining this rhythm is disturbed by poisonous dancing when you show no emotion. You are refusing to give them the desired emotional reaction by selecting, imagine a tennis player swinging their racket toward an empty court for a little moment of quiet. Their amazing serve lands with a thud, concluding all that comes after. From this angle, silence is a means of connection, not a sign of emptiness. That expresses ideas without the need of words, showing that you have a high level of restraint and that you refuse to engage in their harmful behavior. It conveys a message of resilience and detachment from the management of emotions that they are exhibiting. Is crucial to recall that Marcus Aurelius counseled us to stop wasting time debating what one of the qualities of a good Stoic should be: a nice man. As seen by your silence, you are cool, collected, and unfazed by the provocations originating from the external environment. Get ready for the application of a planned escalation while utilizing the non-reaction whenever feasible. Start with a toxic individual, as they may become more their attempts by screaming more verbal abuse at the other person in an attempt to get a reaction. It's crucial to maintain your calm and stay unfazed by silence. That remaining silent is a powerful tool rather than a sign of weakness. When applied by people who possess true strength, the inaction is not a remedy that can be used in any circumstance, but it is a crucial tool in your Stoic arsenal. Armory can disarm venomous individuals and protect your inner tranquility, and use it to show that you are in control of your own feelings. When you deliberately select silence, you are conveying a strong statement in and of itself. As a result of your decision to forego playing their game number 7, restrict your 7. Restrict your exposure. Visualize yourself within your fortified citadel, where your mental strict limitations are meticulously preserving health throughout the whole procedure. But even the strongest walls can't completely shield. You are protected from external threats by tainted people alone. Even though persistent intruders can still try to get in your protections, the Stoic principle of managing what you can manage is applicable at this point in the conversation for you. Even if you have no control over the destructive people's activities, you can. One of the first lines of defense is to control how much time you spend with them. This strategy involves, whenever feasible, minimizing the time you spend with toxic individuals. Create a physical barrier. Would you be able to stay away from them entirely? Could you please reschedule a lunch appointment or politely withdraw from anything that is being talked about? Bear in mind that this has nothing to do with being rude. Rather, it is concerning self-defense, in the same manner that a Stoic commander would not dispatch his forces into a disagreement that wasn't necessary. You shouldn't expose yourself to negativity that isn't necessary, yet avoiding something isn't always possible. Completely sometimes, toxic individuals may be co-workers or members of your loved ones, or even close companions and associates in these types of conditions make it imperative to maintain emotional distance. The following techniques, which Epictetus are noteworthy. According to the Stoic philosophy, freedom and happiness start with a clear. This Epicurean quotation emphasizes the mutual understanding, the significance of mental distance. But this does not mean that there is emotional engagement. You are able to understand another person's pessimism. Exercise mental detachment by not letting it affect your mindset. Keeping an objective eye on their behavior while resisting the urge to get emotionally attached to it. Cognitive reframing. Harmful people will always try to manipulate your emotions by employing a technique called negative cognitive reframing that is heavily impacted by Stoic concepts, can be quite helpful in this circumstance by helping them change their pessimism. Rephrasing it into an objective observation in the event that a colleague is persistently complaining about, for example, you might rephrase the scenario because it seems like they're having trouble. Instead of letting their poisonous negativity drag you down. People tend to thrive on negativity, thus it's critical to concentrate on the good. Try very hard to focus on the good things in order to deny them the chance to ruin your happiness. The positive parts of your life, including your meaningful work, your hobbies, and the providing for your pals, enables you to feel emotionally shielded by these advantageous elements, provide a refuge from the bad things they bring with them. When it comes to minimizing your exposure to both, cowardice does not exist. Emotionally and physically preserving your inner tranquility and engaging in self-care and Stoicism are both significant. Stoics strongly believe that living a moral life and making sensible decisions when lowering the amount of the more time you spend with bad individuals and circumstances, the more space you create to cultivate a positive and thriving inner life. Envision that your sizable moat encircles the fortress, which is not only a physical barrier, acts as an emotional shield to keep your tranquility safe from the poisonous people's negativity. Number 8. Gain your support. Thank you for watching Stoic Life X9. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.